Hi, everyone. I'm Akos. I'm the host of Product Fit, which is a podcast with exceptional product leaders. Now, and builders, by the way. Today, I'll be talking to Anna-Maria Brunnhofer-Pedemonte. You may correct my pronunciation here. Please do that later. Anna-Maria is the co-founder of Impact AI, an agent-enabled platform for efficient analysis, evaluation, and alignment for genAI products. She's a serial founder, and Impact AI is her fourth venture, if I counted correctly. And interestingly, she started consulting about tech and specifically AI at a time when it wasn't sexy yet, about 10 years ago. So Anna-Maria, it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm really grateful that you accepted my invitation. And I'd love to ask you to give a bit more details about yourself and what we should know about you.
All right. Thank you so much, Akash. The easiest to pronounce my name is Anna-Maria. That's enough.
Anna-Maria. Okay. We stick to that.
Right. So yeah, as you said, I'm in the AI space since quite a while. Really driven by this North Star of mine to make AI augment, help, and understand humans. It's a lot in my private on my private background as well. Why it's so important to me. I don't want to go into that, but too much now. But really, Impact AI came out of this experience that we had with users from the startups before and from the projects before, who always ask like, okay, I have a good model now. I have a technology here, but how to understand what's the impact of this AI on the user, on my ROI, on the safety, maybe even legal implications. There are so many questions always between just the model in the lab and then the AI in a product that you can really put in the hands of the user. And that's where I met my co-founder, Justin. He had the same experience. He saw the same things like me. AI comes closer and closer to the human. AI products will be the most important products of our future because AI will be everywhere. And we'd rather work on a tooling that will help product teams and tech teams, let's say the whole company really, to create those AI products in a really meaningful and good way.
Yeah. And when I think about and I'm not a product ops native person, right? As preparing for our discussions, I had to read what does Marty Kagan says, what do other people say, and I came across, maybe we start with the definition, just in case someone out there is listening to our conversation and doesn't know what product ops is. How do we define it? And I came across a definition from Pando. I'd love to take your opinion, whether that's an accurate characterization, right, and feel free to bring it to your context of AI products later on. So what Pando is saying is that product operations is a team that exists to support research and development teams and their go-to-market counterparts to improve communication and processes around the product. So communication processes are the two key words. Is this a good way to think about product ops?
Yeah, I think for Pando and for what they want to achieve, it's a really good one. Where we are coming from, funnily, is more from this tech and research. So both of us founders, we didn't come from native product background, but from native AI background. And so we had to work our ways out of that, let's say, right, by customer research. And so I would say it's a good definition from Pando. We experienced it our own ways and therefore defined it our own ways. We come more from the ML ops and LLM ops, where you really have an operations for the model and operations for technology. And now you want to get it next level. You want to get these things out of the lab and make them useful and usable for your business at large. And so I would say we're saying the same thing here. It's about helping the research teams and the tech teams. Whereas we are thinking also on top, helping product teams to communicate with all the stakeholders they need in the AI sphere. And there's a lot. So helping to communicate there really well. And communicate, but also to empower them to do some of the steps themselves, like evaluations, analytics, all of these things. We think you should not rely on your data scientist or engineer only to do so, but you should be empowered to do some of those steps yourselves as an AI product leader.
Exactly. And you mentioned now analytics and evaluation. Could you share some like real life examples, maybe like naming products or not naming them, keeping them anonymous? I just love to hear like what it looks like. I'm a PM. I start my day, open my laptop, and then what is it actually that I do in this AI
and the
product
AI
ops
product
space? Yeah. What's my activity?
So think of it like, as an AI product manager, you really have to go through the whole life cycle of your product. And that's, I think, a special case for AI products more than for others sometimes, because AI never stops. AI, you will also, after deployment, you continuously want to improve it. You continuously want to change the metrics and continuously want to align it to your user feedback. I know also other product leaders would say that's the case for every product and you should have it under control. It's just for AI, you cannot ignore it. You really have to do it because AI will live on afterwards and you want to check that. So what we do is for an AI product manager who logs in, you can get into validation of an AI product idea. That can be as simple as, hey, I want to build a companion for astronauts who will be out there traveling alone for years, and would that be something that I can do with AI? What do I need? What's technically feasible? And what are the mental health benefits for it? And who of the team will I need? So that's the validation process. But then we help you to also go into build life cycle. We help you to test these things, build them very quickly, help you to test those things with artificial users, so that you don't need to go out and find 100 people testing for you and domain experts, but really do that with artificial users. Then you can review with your team. You can say, hey, look, I have this and this. I see that here, for example, the mental health rate is really, we have a good metric here, but I see that there's an issue with knowledge about space. So what could we do? And you work together with your teams to enhance the knowledge, to enhance the metrics. But then you can also go towards deployment and monitor with real users, with real user feedback, indirect and direct. And if you want to go down to the user feedback and these things, we can absolutely. But you review it, you align your AI application continuously. And so as an AI product manager, what we do in all of this process is we empower you to make your decisions in a more knowledgeable way with your team. You use less resources of your data scientists, of your analysts, of your engineers. You're empowered to build better, to understand better what you're doing, and to also test for the right metrics, your success factors that are important to your AI application.
Okay. Very, very interesting. And in terms of like talking about AI, let's label them AI product managers. How do they? Is there anything different in their workflows or where they are situated in an organization, or the way they're different? One, let's call them classic product managers, is just the type of product that they're working with. What do you see there?
I mean, there's big arguments about this. Some saying every product manager will be an AI product manager, or AI product managers don't exist. My personal take on it is, if an organization wants to be currently set up for success with AI products, and every organization should, because otherwise there's not a future for your organization, then you want to have AI product managers in the tech teams. So those organizations where I do see it working best is those where the AI product managers have a decent understanding of tech or data, or at least are used to working with tech people. They are in the tech departments, so very often they are under CTO or CIO, or under product lead, but the product lead is in the tech department, and they really work from a tech understanding, but also have this clear understanding that tech for tech's sake doesn't help. You really need to put the user first. You need to put the business value first, and then see what you want to distill from your tech team and take into production. So I would say the difference is those product managers are very tech savvy. They really want to understand tech, but they also have to understand business and product, which is tough. A normal product manager can be way more vertical, in my opinion.
Yeah. In terms of use cases, like in product operations for these AI focused product companies, what are the important use cases, or where do you see that AI can do it can help the most in the life of an AI product manager? What are those use cases? Are they going to take over some of the communication, or just sifting through my emails, or running some analysis on the side and just giving me a dashboard every morning? I don't know. It like sounds almost science fiction to me. I'm curious. You're a lot closer to that. What are these use cases where AI can be really helpful?
I think we can see AI really helping for product management in all of your to-dos, and where it speeds you up a lot, I think, is in the first scenario testings and setting up your vision, your PRD, however you set up the first part of the idea that you want to communicate also with your teams. I think there's really a speed up of 100%, because those LLM-based AI applications, even if you just log into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever is your tool that you want to use, by the knowledge of the LLM already, it can help you so much to structure and to enhance your thinking and to just be a sparring partner. So that's one, and a very easy one that every single person, no matter if AI product manager or product manager, should do, and I think does naturally now. The next thing is really creating prototypes without the need of tech teams. So really having first web applications, having a design, without design or tech teams. Also, like having designs ready, having maybe a first web application, and even if it's just an MVP that would break if you scale, but at least you have something that you can show to your team and talk to your engineer and say, hey, what do you think here? Or to the designer, what would you enhance? So this is no matter if now AI product manager or product manager. For AI product managers, and the way we are approaching it is like, for an AI product manager, your team that you work with and your stakeholders are so many. You have a counsel, a legal sparring partner. You have the business unit. You have the user research, maybe. You have the engineer, the data analyst, maybe even an ML researcher. You have a data scientist. And all of this is quite an expertise where you want to, on the one hand, help them to be their best, but on the other hand, we also want you to help to kind of not only pull, but also push information as a product manager, so that you don't always have to say, hey, please, could you please look into that? But rather say, hey, I figured out that the bot that we currently build is always guiding you to the movie that is not the Disney movie, but the Pixar movie. And we're losing because of that 20 cents per movie. And I really want you to change this in the algorithm, please. The way it works, and we have agents who are experts doing these analytics and those metrics for you. The way it works before AI, like before agents helping you as a product manager, it would be, you have to look at some metrics that don't tell you anything. You have to go to your data analyst, say, hey, could we look into those metrics, what that means here? Then you have to kind of do the math and see, how could it correlate with something else? And then you have to decide whether this is a business impact or not. And then you need to go to someone saying, could we please change that? So you see there's so many stakeholders in this process, and none of them have time, that you really want to be empowered to do that by yourself.
Okay, so you're also eliminating in this process these individual handover points where you rely on a colleague, and if they're sick, if they're out of office, if they're busy, it's going to take them some time to get back to you until you can continue
Yeah,
with your analysis. So
right. And
it's
reality and
it's not just the time that you spend on actually analyzing, but the throughput of the entire process,
right,
right?
both.
The length.
Yeah, and all of our customers have the same issue. You want to scale AI products, you want to scale your AI efforts, but you cannot scale your data scientists.
Yeah,
Not that way. Normally, an AI product needs 5 to 10 engineers, data scientists, analysts in your team per important feature. Now, some of our customers want to scale to 200 AI applications just in their department. You can absolutely not scale those data scientists. They don't have time.
yeah, yeah. I wonder, and I know this is an ungrateful question because I'm going to ask you to look in the crystal ball, but you're closer to sources. You observe your clients, their struggles, and how their struggles changed, and how your product and similar products are helping them. If you extrapolate and think about 5 years from now, 7 years from now, how this AI product manager role, this AI product management will evolve. And just assuming that now we're like doing the first baby steps in this, where do you see this development in the next 5, 7 years? What will it look like?
I think AI product management in the most winning enterprises and also scale-ups will have a super important role. If you look at organizational structure, it will reach C-level, as in it really reports directly to a C-level. I'm not saying there will be a CAIPO, but there's definitely someone like the CIO, like the CPO, who then has directly beneath someone who has to overlook the AI product agendas. There's no question. And some might have still these two lines where they say, this is my research and this is my product, but I think it would be way more beneficial in 7 years to have like everything focused on product, what drives value for our company, for our users, and then research is beneath. So let's say to a more value-based approach of AI research and AI applications, and therefore AI product management will really be on top of every company. Now, you might wonder, like, what about products that just don't have any AI in them? Because there will still be my glass, and my glass will not have AI, or my cup. So one, I think for most companies, the products that will drive the value of the future will have some kind of AI in them. And even if it's about understanding internally through AI workflows how those products perform. So there will be a lot of internal AI products to be developed. That being said, it can absolutely work for some companies that are more in like hardware spaces where you don't want to make them smart, that there is the native product management position, but they should always be in very close exchange still with the AI product management departments.
Yeah, I now that you showed the glass of water, it reminded me of an article that my wife shared with me a few weeks ago. And this article said that when you ask a question in ChatGPT, the cost in terms of water is half a liter of water. This is like the cooling requirement, which just made me thought as AI products proliferate around the world, like just how much water and how much cooling it will need, and how it needs to scale as well.
You want my take on it?
I know it's not related to product ops, but I think it's just a generally super intriguing topic for me. Like on the one hand, we're building all these shiny applications, but in the background, the backbone of that are servers that need to be somehow able to serve this skyrocketing demand. And I'm curious your take on that or
Mm.
your thoughts.
So my take on it is really, I'm very pro, as you can imagine, working in to bring forward the AI space since many
Yeah, of
years.
course.
I'm very pro AI, and I think the advancements we made now, what I'm really like, I think OpenAI, for example, the advancements they make, I'm super grateful and happy for what happened the last 2 years, because before AI was under the radar of everyone. It was not cool. There were so many people storming into other areas, but not AI, and I never understood it, because AI is basically the fuel we will run on the next years. It will advance every one of us so much further. And I'm not talking about like high achievers. I'm talking about everyone in this world, as long as we can contribute. And what OpenAI did is, with the release of ChatGPT and giving it into the hands of everyone, is that people couldn't ignore it anymore. People understood, wait a second, there's something we can achieve here. Sure, there's still people who are cynical about it. There's still people who say it's a hype. And there is a hype factor with it, but not a bad one. It's just like no one can ignore it anymore. And what happened through this is people saw, companies saw, but also like individuals saw how valuable a well-functioning AI product can be. And if all of us now put our thoughts into that and advance it further, guess what could be the outcome? And since the last 2 years, so many more brilliant minds, so many more really great engineers, so many more non-technical people became part of this conversation and put their efforts into advancing AI for the best of everyone. And same will be, why I made a bit of a larger bridge here, is same will be for the sustainability issue of AI. As long as we as society see the value in AI, and I think we do now, there will be brilliant people working on making it more sustainable. There will be brilliant people working on that it needs less water for you to ask a question to an LLM-based application. And I do trust and have very positive optimism there that that only with more we will advance here. So with more AI, we will find solutions to make it more sustainable. With more people, we will find solutions to make AI truly beneficial to everyone. It's really about the mass. Yeah.
I think those are the most fitting final words for our discussion. Anna-Maria, thanks so much for joining me, and I wish you the best of luck with Impact AI.
Thank you so much, Akos, and thank you for inviting me to this product-focused conversation.